Section hook generation failed. What does it mean to find your true north? Imagine standing at the edge of a vast wilderness, the horizon stretching endlessly before you. Every direction seems possible, yet only one aligns with the deepest part of who you are. True north isn't just a point on a map, it's the internal compass that guides you when the world feels chaotic, when the noise drowns out your voice, when doubt clouds your vision. It's the unwavering sense of purpose that whispers, "This is who you are. This is where you belong." But how do you find it? How do you silence the distractions and listen to the quiet, persistent pull of your own heart? This isn't about following a script or conforming to expectations. It's about discovering what makes you come alive, what gives your life meaning, even when the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. Picture yourself standing in the midst of a storm. The wind howls, the rain lashes, and the ground beneath you feels unstable. Yet, somewhere deep inside, there's a steady force, a magnetic pull, that refuses to waver. That's your true north. It's not about avoiding the storm, it's about navigating through it with clarity and conviction. It's about knowing, even in the darkest moments, that you're moving towards something real, something true. Think about the explorers of old, setting sail into uncharted waters with nothing but the stars to guide them. They didn't have GPS or modern technology, they had intuition, courage, and an unshakable belief in their destination. Finding your true north is no different. It's trusting the invisible forces that guide you, even when the destination isn't yet clear. It's embracing the journey, the questions, the detours, because every step brings you closer to understanding yourself. So, what does it take to find your true north? It takes honesty, the kind that strips away the layers of who you think you're supposed to be and reveals who you truly are. It takes courage, the willingness to step into the unknown, to face the fears that have held you back. And it takes patience, the understanding that finding your direction isn't a one-time event, but a lifelong pursuit. Because true north isn't static, it evolves as you do, pointing you toward new horizons, new challenges, new opportunities for growth. This is the essence of the journey. Finding your true north isn't just about reaching a destination. It's about becoming the person who's capable of the journey itself. It's about standing tall in the face of uncertainty, knowing that every step you take is guided by something deeper, something unshakable, something true. Long before the invention of the magnetic compass, humanity looked to the heavens for guidance. The night sky was not just a canvas of stars, it was a map, a compass, a lifeline. How did ancient civilizations, armed with nothing but their wits and wonder, navigate vast and uncharted territories? The answer lies in the celestial dance above. From the Polynesians sailing the Pacific to the Bedouins crossing the Sahara, the stars were their unwavering guides. They didn't just see constellations, they saw stories, directions, and destiny. Could you imagine setting sail across an endless ocean, trusting only the patterns of light above? These ancient voyagers did, and their courage reshaped the world. The Polynesians, masters of celestial navigation, used the stars to traverse thousands of miles of open water. They memorized the positions of over 200 stars, read the swells of the ocean, and even tracked the flight patterns of birds. Their knowledge wasn't just science, it was survival. Each star was a marker, each constellation a pathfinder. The North Star, Polaris, became a beacon for countless travelers. Its fixed position in the northern sky made it a reliable guide, a true north in a world of uncertainty. But it wasn't just the stars that guided them. The sun, the moon, even the winds carried secrets. The Vikings, for instance, relied on sunstones, crystals that could reveal the sun's position even on cloudy days. These tools weren't just instruments, they were extensions of human intuition and ingenuity. What drove these ancient navigators to venture into the unknown? Was it curiosity, necessity, or something deeper? Perhaps it was the same force that drives us today, the need to find our place in the world, to seek meaning in the chaos. Their journeys remind us that even in the face of uncertainty, there are always signs to follow, paths to discover, and horizons to chase. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, uncharted wilderness. The terrain is unfamiliar, the path unclear. You have a compass in your hand, but it's useless unless you know where you're headed. This is the essence of self-awareness, the first step in navigating the labyrinth of life. Without it, you're just wandering aimlessly, buffeted by external forces, lost in the noise of other people's expectations. But with it, you become the cartographer of your destiny, charting a course that's uniquely yours. So, ask yourself this: do you truly know who you are, or are you just playing a role written by someone else? Self-awareness isn't just introspection, it's excavation. It's digging deep into the bedrock of your identity to uncover the values that define you, the passions that ignite you, and the goals that drive you. It's about peeling back the layers of societal conditioning, parental influence, and cultural expectations to reveal the authentic self beneath. Think of it as turning on a flashlight in a dark room. Suddenly, everything becomes clear. You start to see patterns in your behavior, recurring themes in your choices, and the silent whispers of your inner compass guiding you toward what truly matters. But here's the catch: self-awareness isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing journey, a constant dialogue between who you are and who you aspire to be. It requires courage to confront the uncomfortable truths about yourself, the humility to admit when you've strayed off course, and the resilience to keep moving forward. Why is this so crucial? Because your values and goals are the North Star of your existence. They're the benchmarks against which you measure your decisions, the foundation upon which you build your life. Without them, you're adrift in a sea of distractions, chasing fleeting pleasures and superficial achievements. But with them, you gain clarity, purpose, and a sense of direction that transcends the chaos of uncertainty. So, how do you begin this journey? Start by asking the hard questions. What makes you feel alive? What are you willing to fight for? What legacy do you want to leave behind? These aren't just philosophical musings, they're the building blocks of a life well lived. Self-awareness is the key that unlocks the door to your true north. And once you find it, everything changes. Imagine standing at the edge of a storm, the wind howling, the rain relentless. What do? Do you crumble under the weight of it all, or do you find a way to stand tall? Life throws storms at us, some small, some catastrophic, but the difference between those who falter and those who thrive lies in one crucial trait: resilience. Resilience isn't just about enduring, it's about adapting, bending without breaking, and finding a path forward even when the road is blocked. It's the quiet strength that whispers, "Try again," when everything else screams, "Give up." But how do we cultivate this resilience? How do we turn adversity into opportunity? The answer lies in adaptability, the ability to pivot, to evolve, to embrace change rather than fear it. Think of a tree in a hurricane. It doesn't resist the wind, it sways with it, its roots holding firm while its branches dance. That's resilience in motion. That's adaptability at work. And that's the mindset we must adopt when life's storms hit. History is filled with stories of those who faced unimaginable challenges yet emerged stronger. They didn't have superpowers, they had something far more powerful: an unshakable belief in their ability to adapt. They knew that setbacks weren't the end, they were merely detours on the journey. So, what's your storm? What's the challenge that feels insurmountable? Remember, it's not about the size of the obstacle, it's about the depth of your resolve. Resilience isn't a trait you're born with, it's a skill you build, one step at a time. It's about finding light in the darkest moments and seeing opportunity where others see defeat. It's about knowing that every fall is a chance to rise higher. And adaptability? That's the secret weapon that turns survival into triumph. So, when the storm comes, and it will you stand firm, adapt, and grow? Or will you let the wind carry you away? The choice is yours. The power lies within you. Resilience and adaptability aren't just tools, they're the compass that guides you through uncertainty, pointing you toward your true north. What holds us steady when the ground beneath us shifts? What keeps us anchored when the storms of life threaten to sweep us away? The answer lies not in what we possess, but in who we are connected to. Community and relationships, these are the invisible threads that weave through our lives, binding us to something greater than ourselves. They are the compass points that guide us when the path ahead is shrouded in fog. In times of uncertainty, it is the people we lean on who remind us of who we are and where we belong. Think about it, when was the last time you felt truly lost? Did you face it alone, or did someone's voice, touch, or presence pull you back from the edge? The power of connection is undeniable. It's the lighthouse in the storm, the steady hand in the chaos. It's the friend who listens when the world feels too heavy, the family member who stands by you when everything else falls apart. These bonds are not just comforting, they are transformative. They remind us that we are not solitary travelers on this journey. We are part of a tapestry, each thread essential, each connection vital. But what happens when we isolate ourselves? When we retreat into solitude, convinced that no one could possibly understand? The truth is, isolation magnifies uncertainty. It amplifies fear, doubt, and despair. Without the anchor of community, we drift aimlessly, untethered, and vulnerable. The irony is that in our darkest moments, the thing we need most is often the hardest to seek: connection. It requires vulnerability, courage, and trust. Yet, it is precisely this act of reaching out that can change everything. When we share our struggles, we discover that we are not alone. When we open ourselves to others, we find strength we didn't know we had. Relationships are not just about receiving support, they are also about giving it. They are reciprocal, dynamic, and alive. They teach us empathy, resilience, and the power of shared humanity. So, ask yourself this: who are your anchors? Who are the people who remind you of your worth, your purpose, your direction? And more importantly, how can you be that anchor for someone else? In a world that often feels fragmented and disjointed, community is the glue that holds us together. It is the hidden compass that points us toward our true north. It is the reminder that even in the darkest times, we are never truly alone. Imagine waking up one day to find the life you've meticulously built crumbling around you. That's exactly where Emma found herself at age 34. A rising star in the corporate world, she had climbed the ladder with precision, only to realize she was scaling the wrong wall. After a sudden layoff, Emma was left staring at an empty calendar and a hollow sense of purpose. What do you do when the path you've been walking suddenly vanishes? Where do you turn when the compass you've been following spins wildly out of control? Emma's journey began in the quiet chaos of her living room, surrounded by boxes from her former office. It wasn't just a job she had lost, it was her identity. For weeks, she drifted, filling her days with distractions and her nights with doubt. But then, something unexpected happened. Emma stumbled upon an old journal, filled with sketches and ideas she had abandoned years ago. Pages of designs, dreams of starting her own fashion line, scribbled in margins and forgotten. Why had she buried this part of herself? What had she been so afraid of? Slowly, tentatively, Emma began to reconnect with her passion. She enrolled in a local design class, not because she had a plan, but because it felt right. The act of creating became her anchor, a way to navigate the uncertainty she was drowning in. But it wasn't easy. There were days when doubt crept back in, when the fear of failure felt paralyzing. Yet, Emma persisted. She began to see her layoff not as a loss, but as a liberation. What if the universe had cleared the way for her to rediscover her true north? 2 years later, Emma's fashion line debuted at a local boutique. It wasn't just a collection of clothes, it was a testament to resilience, to the power of listening to that quiet voice inside. Emma's story isn't about instant success or overnight transformation. It's about the messy, beautiful process of finding yourself when the world seems determined to pull you in every direction. So, what's your true north? And how far are you willing to go to find it? So, how do we find our true north in a world that feels like it's spinning faster than ever? The compass hasn't changed, but the terrain certainly has. Think about it every day, we're bombarded with decisions,